What if I told you that the lessons that took me more than 15 years to figure out about living strong and aging well and staying vibrant, I can share with you in just a few minutes. I'm Jana McConnell, fitness educator, longevity advocate, and national champion bodybuilder in her late 60s. I've spent decades coaching others, testing strategies on myself and on my clients, and learning the hard way what actually works. In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 biggest truths that took me years of trial and error to figure out. Truths that can change the way you approach your health, your mindset, and your aging. Lesson number 1, strength is the key to lasting vitality and independence. When I hit my 40s, I went through a serious health crisis, and I learned something the hard way. No supplement, no diet, no magic fix could give me what strength training did. Strength gave me energy. It gave me resilience. It sharpened my mind and changed how I walk through the world. And it got me out of that health crisis that I mentioned. Because here's the thing. Strength isn't about just muscles. Strength protects your brain. It protects your independence going forward. And it protects your confidence. What's the alternative? Sliding slowly into disuse, weakness, loss of your personal agency, sitting most of the day, skipping workouts, hoping that health would just sort of, stick around. But easy street is the dead end. The real path forward is showing up, lifting weights, and applying progressive overload and doing the work. Muscle is no longer for the young, for the athletes, and for just the guys. It's for the wise. It's available to all of us. Ready? Lesson number 2. Action beats motivation. Even as a national champion, there are so many days when I felt exhausted. It went up and down every day. Why am I doing this? I'm growing in the dark with no acknowledgement or encouragement from those around me. Poor me. Sometimes I was just tired. I was discouraged. My job had setbacks now and then, and I would pick up, then I would slide back. Distractions or a dip in confidence just got in the way. And yet, I discovered the truth. Nothing changes until you make a move. You have to do the action first. Motivation is it's a feeling. Well, and you know how feelings are. They come and go. Every day is a little different. But the action that you take is a force of nature. It actually changes your brain a little bit every time you act. It's saying, let's do this. Let's go forward in spite of the silent void in front of me. I think Einstein said it best. Nothing happens until something moves. It's true in physics. It's true in biology. It's true in your attitude and courage to take that first step. That's why I tell my clients, and sometimes I tell myself in the mirror, don't wait for motivation. Move first, act, and the motivation somehow always follows. Here are 2 practical ways to do that. When I used to not want to work out, I'd tell myself, just put on your shoes. That's the first win. And that would usually make me leave the house and go to the gym. Or the other thing you can try is lower the bar. Don't try to bite off a huge chunk. Cut it up into pieces. Lower the bar. If you can't do an hour, try 15 minutes. Set the timer. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds habits. Motivation kind of trails along in there somewhere. I love Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. It sounds simplistic, but if you haven't heard of it, hear me out. I finally tried it when I didn't want to compile my financial records so that my accountant could prepare my taxes. I can't look. The deadline marched closer and closer and closer, and still I was like, no. But I had to move eventually. Here's what finally worked. Mill says, identify the thing you don't want to do. It could be anything. Cleaning the house, I don't know. But count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then get up and do it for 5 minutes. That's it. And when the timer goes off, you give yourself permission to walk away for now. Job done. No more procrastination. You can check off that you did that. It's sort of like takes off that crust of guilt from always avoiding and sidelining something. When the timer goes off, what's really surprising, more often than not, I would just shrug and think, oh, well, I might as well keep going and just plow this down. And I would finish in so little time that it shocked me. I spent weeks with this ogre breathing back here, breathing. I felt the breath on my neck. It was like I slayed it with a feather. Of course, then I started to use this tactic with other projects and problems when I felt that same ogre starting to breathe on me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up. 5 minutes. Go. You can do anything for 5 minutes. You can jog. You can scrub the sink. I don't know, whatever your issue is. But with working out and with trying to get myself healthy again, I had to use it a lot. So don't wait to feel motivated. Move, even if it's just 5 minutes. Lesson number 3. Challenge is the missing link to vitality. Here's the one that ties it all together for me. Every breakthrough in my life, from bodybuilding to YouTube content creation, to stepping on a stage as a speaker before a big audience, either in a business suit or a sparkling posing suit, came when I learned to lean in to the discomfort instead of backing away from it and avoiding it altogether. Now, this takes a measure of grace for yourself and a willingness to be vulnerable. Avoiding challenge is easy. We've all done it. We watch other people do it. But here's the cost. Anytime you avoid the challenge that in the end you're capable of, just scared of, it accelerates decline of some sort. It could be mental, emotional, or physical. Your mind, your confidence, your self-efficacy, self-respect. It wastes time. It steals your joy ever so slowly. The right challenge keeps you sharp. It keeps you growing. It's actually kind of exhilarating when you think about it. I mean, think about this. Physically, it might mean gradually and steadily adding more resistance to your workouts. Mentally, it could be learning a new skill, something technical maybe, or cooking something more complex, or a new job, a new musical instrument, or a new language. Emotionally, might be publishing that book, even though you're afraid people are going to, I don't know, judge you or think it's dumb. Having a tough conversation, or stepping on the stage, even though you feel nervous. You know, I participate in quite a few podcasts. There's a lot of interest out there in healthy longevity. And sometimes the podcaster will ask me, if you could have a billboard up in your city and it had just room for a big, bold-faced message, what would it say? And I thought of this recently, and I think I'm going to adopt it as one of my taglines. You probably have heard me say, aging is inevitable, but decay is optional. I like that one. But how about this one? What do you think? Easy is the enemy. Challenge is the cure. Ooh, I just really like that one. It took me 15 plus years to really lean into these lessons, but you can start living them today. Strength is the real fountain of youth. A strong body leads to a strong mind and a strong spirit. Action beats motivation every time. Remember the 5-second rule. And easy is the enemy. Challenge is the cure. Those are the most important lessons that took me a very long time to come to terms with. I've had to face a lot of demons, and they weren't all in the gym. But the stuff that I faced in the gym armed me for going out in the world and facing the hard things out there. Which of these three speaks to you the most right now? Or what if you're thinking of a little sidebar that's kind of related, but you have a different framework or a different phrase that you live by? Tell me in the comments. I would love to hear your perspective. And you never know who's going to read it and you have an impact on them. So please don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to share. And a little preview for my next video in honor of National Physical Therapy Month. I'm going to be sharing how strength and balance exercises can help you prevent injury and those setbacks that can get in the way of your epic plan. So that could change your life or the life of someone you love who you know needs to be a little more steady on their feet. So stay tuned and don't forget, easy is the enemy and challenge is the cure. Ooh, I love that one. See you next time.